My name's Courtenay Pollock. I've been a tie-dye artist since 1969. I arrived in New York City from England, where I worked as a quantity surveyor in London. It was 1968 and the demonstrations against the Vietnam War were in full swing. I started a head shop boutique with a friend I met in Greenwich Village. I created my own designs, and it was there that I saw my first tie-dyes. A beautiful girl walked in wearing a sunburst robe, and I started thinking how I would create a sunburst design, not knowing anything about the art of tie-dyeing. I conceived of a geometric folding and dip dyeing technique. The idea was born complete. When I finally got the opportunity to try my idea, the results were amazing, and I was on the path I have travelled for the rest of my life. My work was feted by all who saw it, and I was in constant demand. My first commission was to create a mandala for a meditation room at a boutique in Syracuse. It was so amazing that it became my flagship design. I moved to a commune in Vermont and was invited to create the environment for the Stratton Arts Festival, for which I won an award. By summer's end, our lease was up, and I threw the I Ching oracle, which pointed me to head west. I arrived in San Francisco in 1970, and at Haight and Ashbury street corner, I got the phone number of a house share in Marin County. I met my potential housemate, and we drove to this beautiful two-bedroom cottage. In the morning, I put a bag of tie-dyes on my back and walked down Nicasio Valley Road looking for a ranch that would have kindred spirits in residence. About a mile down the road, I walked up the driveway of a funky ranch and knocked on the farmhouse door. A beautiful young lady answered, and I introduced myself as a neighbour and was invited in. I hung up my art panels, and about then, these trucks rolled up the driveway and a bunch of rowdy roadies piled into the house. Rex Jackson said, "Far out, man. You can do our speaker fronts." They were the crew for the Grateful Dead rock band. The next day, I met with Bob Weir, one of the band's founding members. It was his ranch, and he approved the commission. Later that day, I was measuring speaker cabinets for the tie-dye grill fronts. I became fast friends with all the band members and crew, and also the office staff. I was introduced around the Marin County music scene and was inundated with orders for my work. I went on to produce big stage backdrops for the Grateful Dead, and my work became well known. I was recently invited to make 2 large collage works for the Museum of Arts and Design's Counterculture exhibition. The show, which is currently running, has received an excellent reception. I live on the waterfront in British Columbia, beyond the sound of traffic and city bustle, happily making new and unique tie-dye creations.